Hey everybody, welcome in. My name is Skanzi. Thanks for joining me. We're going to talk today about Back for Blood. It's a new game that's coming out. I believe it's in October, but we just had the early access beta that's actually going on right now this weekend. And I thought I'd take a look since this is really the spiritual successor to one of my favorite games ever, Left 4 Dead 2. If you haven't played that, you should. This is definitely a successor to that, to the point where I would almost call this Left 4 Dead 3, to be honest. It's insanely similar to that game. But hey, while you're here, why don't you go ahead and click that subscribe button down there in the bottom right corner? I'd appreciate that. And let's just dive into it. So there are definitely a lot of similarities between this game and Left 4 Dead. But there are also quite a few differences. As you're seeing right here, there's actually kind of a base that you go to, and they got a bunch of people that you can speak to, that you can do a lot of different things. Pretty typical for games. This guy here will let you choose gameplays that you want to go to, whether you want to run campaign or you want to run versus. You can personalize things. You can add logos. You can do that whole thing. Pretty typical for games nowadays. So we got all that stuff going on, and then of course, if you want to play, you just dive right in. You can do a quick play, do a campaign. You can play versus, whatever it is that you want to do. But outside of this guy, there's some other people around here. So we got this guy here who's going to help you get some intel. And then over here, we've got someone who's going to help you improve your deck. So there's cards that you can use in this game that's going to give you benefits and bonuses, and it's going to allow you to tailor the gameplay how you want to play. This specific individual, as you gain these tokens, I'm not even sure what they're called, you can unlock different cards. And these cards can come up that you can then choose to make a deck to change the skills of your player. So, for instance, the character that I like to play is definitely more of a stamina player. So when I'm going through here, I'm choosing more stamina based cards because I want to build on what's already something that's a strength for me. To the left there, there's a firing range. So you can definitely do that. And then we got the quartermaster here. And we're sitting here chatting to him. I don't know why we're taking our time talking to him, but yeah. So as we're moving on here, we're going back to the campaign area, and we're going to jump in and we're going to show some of the customization stuff that you can do right here. I'm working on a deck, but that's not all that important. So let's move on to the next screen here. This is where we can set up social. You can get together with some different friends. And here's where you can walk through the characters. So
Where is it?
Evangelo. I don't know. I'm probably getting that name butchered for sure. But this is the guy that I tend to use.
Yeah, there it is.
He's got some speed is a good thing on this one. Walker here gives you some extra health for your team, which is cool. Get some extra damage. Plus 10% damage. Holly here, again, more team stamina, which is really cool. And damage resistance, which is nice because God knows I die quite a bit in this game. That's helpful. Mom gives the team an extra life, which is cool, and she gets an extra support inventory. So inventory is limited in this game, so you get some extra stuff. That's great. There's a card out there that gets you an extra offensive weapon slot, which is cool. And then Hoffman here, who looks just like Philip Seymour Hoffman, he gets an offensive inventory. So, for instance, if you want to pick up a frag grenade, you can hold two of them. It's pretty awesome. So that's what that's kind of a quick rundown. There's some people who are locked. Not sure exactly how we're going to be able to unlock them. And this is me the first time that I played. Looking at these characters, trying to figure out, well, who do I wanna use? Yeah, let's use this guy because I'm all about the speed and the regen. So here we go. So this is a loading screen. This is very exciting. So I wanted to make sure you got to take a look at this, and then we're going to jump back into the selection screen. So this is a campaign. So we played through the campaign. This is how it starts.
Yeah, but you'll pick a gun up.
And here's your character select screen. So now you get to choose the character that you actually want to use. So I went ahead and took Evangelo. We're going to say Evangelo. I think that's the name. So that's who I take here. No, and that's pretty much the guy that I've stuck with so far as I've played. I've played quite a bit. And then you've got to choose your decks. So if you make decks, you can just name it and you can just pick that, run with that deck. Once you lock a character in and select your deck, then it's going to give you some cards. Now you have to choose your active cards. So it's going to give you, I believe it's 5. Here's a corruption card. Not really sure what this is for. I guess this is probably like a team card, something like that. So let's go ahead and continue there, Skanzi. There you go. Starter card, and then it's going to go with our active personal cards here. in a second, maybe. There it is. So it gives you 5, and you get to choose. Now, on this one, you only get to choose
Reaper
one.
of
That does
Vengeance.
change depending on
We're
game
waiting
modes
for
and things like that.
this guy.
So you get to choose, and you can see these do things like healing efficiency. You get an extra life.
Okay, so we definitely
Melee kills give you some health, stuff like that. So again, you can tailor it to your team. Now you can see you can do the super teabag, so that's always fun. And this is kind of where you start off. This is kind of the
What's up, y'all?
starting spot. The orange container there is going to have some different weapons and things. I'm going to walk through a little bit of the campaign here, so we're just going to kind of let it go. We're not going to do a whole lot of it, so no super spoilers. But the idea is this is a zombie shooter. It's a first-person shooter, and there we go, killing a zombie. That's Gonzi for you, killing it. You can swap out for a sniper rifle if you want. They also have copper coins, which is very different than Left 4 Dead, but basically you have a market system. We're going to cover that a little bit later. At the end of each round, you can use the copper that you get to buy some additional stuff. So there we go. We're going to open this crate, and we're going to see what's in there. And it was actually some weapon upgrades, just to spoil that. Now you can see the big monster down there. There's special creatures as well as the common, as they're called. And there's a number of them. There's a guy who likes to vomit on you, and then that's disgusting. There's a guy who blows up. There's a couple of guys with great big clubs that grab onto you and pound you into the ground. A lot of different things. There's a couple of guys who kind of jump around and they shoot you with spider webs, kind of like Spider-Man, evil zombie Spider-Man, I guess we could say. A couple different kinds of creatures out there. Keep it a little bit interesting. This next section is, if you remember, if you played Left 4 Dead 2 and probably Left 4 Dead 1, there was a witch, and the witch was like, she kind of went to herself, she kept to herself, she cried a lot, and if you spooked her, she came and she whooped your ass. Well, apparently that's what those birds are there. If you spook the birds, they're going to come send the horde after you. And this is the goal. On each level, you want to get to the safe house, and make sure you read all the stuff around the walls, because there's generally some really funny shit written on the walls.
Nice.
That's the goal. On each one of these little pieces of the map, as you go from safe house to safe house, it's kind of the goal. And then it gives you a little bit of a stat thing here, which is kind of cool. I'm not sure how it chooses. I don't know if those are just your best stats or whatever the case may be, because you can see both Sconzi and Z-Dubs had number of commons killed. Here's the supply points. That's what they're called. So we talked about those earlier. That's how you advance and get more decks.
Yes, go me.
Then it shows you your specific skills and your rewards, supply points earned, all of that fun stuff. And we're just going to let this thing play through a little bit, and then we're going to see kind of what the after round looks like once we wait for our partner here to ready up, or we wait for the countdown to hit 0. And there we go. Now we're getting a loading screen. We're going to come back in. And it's going to be very similar to the beginning of the game. So at the beginning of the game, you got to choose your cards and or choose a card. Pretty much the same thing. So you're going to get this load screen to pop up. You've already got a card out there that you chose earlier. You get a corruption card. So you grab that guy. And then it's going to go ahead and it's going to pop your, your starter card. And then it's going to pop the deck up again. And it's going to say, hey, you get another card. And you choose your card. So here you go. So I think on this one, I took the last one, the copper scavenger. So basically, the copper just lights up on the map. So you always know where it's at. I was a greedy son of a bitch. What can I say? So I just wanted to go and grab all the copper. So I'm pretty sure that's the one that I'm going to grab here. And now the other thing that I wanted to cover really quick is how do you use the copper? Well, this is what the menu looks like. So you have to buy your ammo, which is different if you're not used to that. If you played Left 4 Dead, you just got unlimited ammo basically. I mean, you can just get it for free. You have to buy it here. Buy team stamina, buy a team offensive upgrades, you can buy weapons, you can buy all sorts of stuff. There's also a couple attachments there that you can buy. A lot of different things that you can purchase here. Which is pretty cool. So we're going to go ahead and get wrapped up with the campaign side, and we're going to move over to the versus side, which is incredibly exciting. It's a 4-on-4. You basically you take turns. One team is going to be the survivors, and one team is going to be the common, the zombies. So here we go. This is where you get to choose which kind of ridden, apparently is the name, which kind of ridden you want to be. I've never been the common, which could be interesting. But each one of these different types, they have a couple different options inside of it. So you get to choose one. There you go. You get to upgrade them. You can also upgrade the common ridden, which increases all the different random common zombies that are out there. You can increase them as well. This shows you some of the things that you can do. So the Hawker, for instance, got a melee attack. He's got this harpoon, which I'm very excited about. That's the Spider-Man thing. Stinger here, I think, is kind of like the Hunter in Left 4 Dead 2. He doesn't pin you down, but he just jumps around, and he's not very strong. He's going to get beat up pretty badly, pretty quickly. But basically what you do is you spend a couple seconds here, a couple minutes, and as one of the ridden, we're just waiting for the survivors. So the survivors get a couple minutes to prep up, to get their team set up, figure out who they want. And then once they do that, they get to scavenge and look for weapons and things like that. So once this circle finishes, now we're live. And now you have to respawn. You have to respawn not too close to them and somewhere that you're hidden. That's why this person's blue. My character here is blue. I can spawn at any point. And when I spawn, my character is going to come back to life. So now that he's red, I can't spawn there. Here I can spawn, so I do. And now you just try to kill the good guys. Jumping around, slashing at them, doing whatever you need to do. So here we go, hacking up on Philip Seymour Hoffman a little bit. He doesn't even know I'm there somehow. And now I'm trying to spit on him. There we go, I spit on him once. And they're going to kill me, I think. Yeah, there we go. So that's kind of the idea. We got a little bit more here that we're going to see, but the idea is you just keep going, and in the top center you can see a clock is running. And the goal is that you just have to, there's 3 rounds, and you need to last longer than the other team. It's really what it comes down to. It's pretty straightforward. So the swarm keeps getting going. You keep respawning. You can choose other characters if you want, so you're not stuck with the same. This is kind of how it ended up. We got everybody dead.
Nice.
And they were live for 2 minutes 34 seconds. Well, they're not quite dead yet. There they are. Now they're dead. So round 1 of 3, enemy team, 2 minutes 34 seconds.
Wow.
So now we're going to switch over and we're going to choose the hero side, the survivor side. And you're going to see kind of the stuff that we had talked about on how you prep when you are one of the hero side, or the cleaners as they call them.
Oh my
So first they're going to allow you to choose a character. And we already talked about the fact that I stick with the same character. So we're going to get that here in just a second. And again, you can choose whichever character you want. I believe you are limited to only one person can be each character. So I went ahead and chose my guy. I was looking at changing, but you know you're going to take your guy. There you go. Evangelo. Let's take him. And now you've got all these different decks here. The operator deck is pretty stamina based. So that's the one that I was sticking with the most time. Obviously, I didn't know that yet at this point. We can see the timer up in the top left corner kind of counting down, and that's our setup time. So we're going to do the cards, and here you get 4 draws. So this is exciting because you get a lot of cards in this mode. So this is the first part of the setup. And once we get done with this, once we choose our cards and we've got everything set up, then we get to go out and then we get to scavenge. And there's a bunch of those orange crates out there that we looked at earlier. And we have to tear those open to find the things that we want.
Oh, interesting.
So out there is going to be weapons. There's going to be weapon upgrades. There's going to be ammo.
Going to be crawling around.
There's going to be offensive things. So there's some guns. Here's some that aren't open. So we're scavenging this guy, opening it up. Pipe bombs and grenades and a Molotov. So all those offensive type things. Here's some defensive stuff. There might be there's some barbed wire. There's some ammo in there. There's firecrackers, which draw attention of the ridden. And you just run around and you've got, I don't know, maybe a minute or so to check all these up. Now, some of these, like that one, require a toolkit. There are toolkits around. If you don't have a toolkit, you can't open that. It happens in the campaign as well. So there's toolkits that you can buy when you're loading your character out. And if you don't have a toolkit, then you cannot access all the stuff that's out there that you can't access without the toolkit.
I need
so
a better weapon.
Here's me switching out the shotgun for this gun with whatever kind of gun this is. It's got an 80 round mag. It's insane, but that's what we're going to run with. We can see the scavenge time is almost over, and here we go. The ridden are coming for us. So now we need to last 2 minutes, 34 seconds. I promise we're not going to watch the whole thing. We'll watch a little bit. Then we're going to skip ahead and see how we do. And yeah, it's pretty much kind of like the game, right? You just keep killing. I reload way too much. I know that's a problem of mine. Shoot that guy up top. Shoot that guy too. Oh, we zoomed ahead. We're at 2 minutes and 23 seconds. So we just need to keep lasting. You can see all 4 of us are alive. The odds of us not lasting for 6 seconds here is next to nothing. And as we get to 234, 235, the game slows down.
Nice.
We just won the round.
Easy.
So yeah, so that's it. That's kind of
Nice.
a quick
Ran out
rundown.
of ammo.
And then what it's going to do is it's going to pop up.
Machete.
It's going to show their team
There's an
234,
ammo
our
crate.
team
Oh, is
235,
it?
Yeah.
and then we get to 1
Wow.
because we won
I'll
round
show
number
you,
1.
I'll show you
And you
next
just keep
round.
playing like that. You play like that for 3 rounds, and it's best of 3. So whoever gets the 2 wins first, they're the winners. So really quick, I just want to say I absolutely freaking love this game. I think it's amazing. It's a ton of fun. I can't wait until it comes out and it's released, which by the way, it is going to be free on day 1 on Xbox Game Pass, which this is 100% not sponsored, but I love Xbox Game Pass and I swear it is the best deal in gaming. So it's something you should consider. So it's going to be free when it comes out in October on Xbox Game Pass. I don't know how many different campaign runs there are going to be, but the one that we ran through, I should have looked to see how long it took, but it probably took us an hour or 2 to run through that campaign. Like it took some time. So, and then there's plenty of replay value both in the campaign and in the versus mode. Left 4 Dead 2, I still play that for God's sake, and it's probably 10 or 15 years old. And we still run through the campaigns because it's really just a run and gun kind of thing, right? Like the story is okay, but it's not, you don't play for the story, you play for the run and gun. So absolutely. So there we go. That's my quick review. Maybe not that quick, but that's my rundown, my look at Back for Blood. I really think this is a great game. I'm super excited about it. I'm going to go play some more this weekend while the early access beta is still going on. If you are interested in getting it, you can pre-order it, obviously, or they're currently doing drops on Twitch. So if you watch a Twitch streamer for 60 minutes, it's dropping the code for the open beta, I believe, which is happening I think next week. So if you're interested, go jump on a Twitch channel. I very well may be streaming it as well. So I maybe get out there. So make sure you check out my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/Sconzi, and make sure you hit that follow button while you're there. And you know, if I get on, you can come hang out with me and watch for about an hour and get that free drop. That's what I got, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Hope you come by. And again, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Bye, everybody.